Welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we're watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
Happy Mother's Day, Steve.
Happy Mother's Day to me, the best mother of all time.
You call your mom?
I did call my mom. Did
Yeah.
you call your mom?
I did call my mom, and she didn't answer. No, she was busy doing stuff. So, but yeah, we had a nice little chat, doing mom stuff. It was like my mom knows I'm a movie guy, so she always asks about like what to watch, and she's a movie TV watcher as well.
A woman of quality. That
Yeah, she really is.
I see what your dad sees in her.
And she's just like, man, there's like nothing out right now. And I'm looking through my list like, for you? Yeah, there's not a whole lot. I forgot about Sheep Detective. I should have told her about that, but she doesn't go out to the theaters that often. She's very much she watches Netflix and Hulu, and those are her like things plus cable.
I can see Sheep Detective being the kind of movie where like old people go like, that must be a kid's movie, or that looks real dumb, and then but it's also the kind of movie where they would see that and go like, that was pretty good.
That was actually pretty good.
I thought it was real cute.
That Hugh Jackman, he's going places. Yeah, so today's main topic, Mortal Kombat 2, the perfect Mother's Day movie. Is there a mom? Oh, yeah, there is a mom. Sindel is Katana's mom.
That's true.
Good representation, dead zombies.
Dead zombie moms.
Yeah. We got a couple other things. Not a big episode, but let's start with a roll.
That's a 9.
Okay.
Oops. 11.
Okay.
9/11.
9/11. Happy 9/11, guys.
Yikes.
I don't have any news. I think like Ted Turner died, but I don't have anything to say about that. He colorized a bunch of black and white stuff and gave us Spike TV.
Yeah, I mean,
trailers.
There was like an A24 trailer for an Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah,
I didn't watch that because I didn't really care.
I did, but and it's very pretentious. It's like, what's your name, Anthony? Anthony Bourdain. I'm like, oh my
god. New Odyssey trailer.
Yeah. I mean, we get to see more of the Cyclops, and I don't really love the look. Whatever. It seems like the internet has turned on the Odyssey for some reason.
Here's my thing. Look, I don't care about the opinions of the masses. Because, like, just, like, wait till it comes out.
Yeah.
Make your opinions then. But it just feels like everyone fucking loves Christopher Nolan. And then he comes out with a new trailer, just like, wow, what a bland piece of shit this is. I can't believe some of these things.
It is very colorless.
And then they go in and they go, damn, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, even Tenet, which a lot of people, like, don't like, Tenet's still fucking awesome.
Tenet's great. I mean, I think Tenet's better than Oppenheimer. I don't see why everyone loves that so much.
But, I mean, Oppenheimer just has, like, Oscar stuff, Yeah.
Like,
for lack of a better term. It's just, it hits all those markers. Where Tenet's just like, I don't know what the fuck I watched, but I know it was cool.
It's like, same with like Inception. When people watched that, they were so confused, which is weird. It's not a confusing movie. You just got to pay attention. And it's funny because that movie does nothing but explain what's going on. Yeah. There's like no characters. It is just plot. And so I could get watching Tenet and going like, I don't think I really quite got the whole time travel into the world. But still, how could you not watch that backwards fight? And then when it comes around again, go like, holy shit, it's that backwards fight again. It's astonishing filmmaking.
Yeah, to watch at the end part of the movie where it's like a war scene in forward and reverse at the same time, and you're like, I can't believe someone thought of this shit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, he also makes like Dunkirk, which I can go like, okay, I can see why some people might find that a little boring, but it's also like a war story told in 3 parts over different like sort of time periods and stuff, and it all connects and just like it looks gorgeous at times.
It's me. I don't like Dunkirk.
I know you don't like Dunkirk, but I'm just saying like he doesn't make bad movies, and I don't expect the Odyssey to be bad.
Yeah.
There can be a lot of things more than in maybe some of his other movies, which are kind of like simpler and sophisticated. Where this one's just like, because it's sort of based on history and some of the wild shit they'll do, I can see where the hate would come from. But if you just look at it as a film, I bet you're going to kind of go like, wow, I had a great time at the fucking theater.
Yeah, I bet it will be one of those, like, this is going down in history. What a movie. I think it will be lower on people's Nolan list because it's also going to be very long. And it is kind of just browns and grays and blacks, and it's very dark and murky, so it's not fun to look at. It's just really kind of blah. Um, but I think this will be the most self-indulgent of everything. Like, look how good I am, and look at all the stars that I got. And it won't be as good as like fucking Memento, that just has a handful of people and a silly concept.
I'm a little cooler on Memento than everybody else.
I know
but
that I think that's insane. One of my friends from back home, he's just like, no, Memento's one of his worst. I'm like, that's insane. I can't believe it.
Memento's great. I'll say that, but it just in terms of like, I think rewatchability and just pure like fun. It's like it's least fun movie outside of like Insomnia and Following. If you're talking about those ones or whatever,
I think it's a great rewatch because once you know it, then you can start seeing the other things. Where I think like I don't ever need to watch Oppenheimer again. Like I got it. I was told the story and I'm done. Whereas like with Memento, you can find little things that you didn't notice before. And I think Odyssey will be more like Oppenheimer and like, wow, what a thing I saw. I don't need to ever watch that again. I'll watch Batman Begins.
Yeah, I mean, other than Inception, I mean, the only Nolan movies I ever really rewatched was the Batman films.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like I saw Prestige probably twice, Inception 2 or 3 times, and then everything after that just once, and I go, it's great.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see it again. And Memento is one of those ones where like, oh, I hadn't seen it in like 20 years, not 20 years, but like 10 plus years. Right, this is just a Nolan podcast now. And I was just like, man, Memento was great. The first time I saw the movie, I was like, this thing is fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I rewatched it with my wife, and like anytime I think of that movie now, it's just like, man, this movie is like, it just seems pretentious and kind of boring. But it is great. I recognize that. But it's just like, okay. For me, I just don't want to go back to it.
And like I feel that way about Interstellar. Like everyone thinks this is his crowning achievement, the best of the best, not of just his movies, but of movies in general. And like I just don't see it. Maybe I was just soured from like guessing the big twist right from the beginning, and the whole love is heavier than gravity or whatever, more powerful than gravity. Like that it's just interesting for sure. I love that big wave planet. I love that little robot guy and the time dilation. Like there's a lot of good stuff in it.
There's a lot of great stuff in it.
But it's like, Matthew McConaughey, seeing his kids, very sad, touching. But like as a whole, that movie, I do not need to rewatch that movie.
Yeah, I think in that movie, I could see the argument going like, well, here's the movie that has Nolan's highest highs, but I think across like from start to finish, it might be number 5. I need to like really think about it, but is it in my top 5? Probably, but it's like number 5.
Yeah. So the Odyssey. It's like July, I think, right?
July 6th.
Man, we are coming up like next month. We're in the thick of summer, and it's just it's Toy Story and He-Man and just so much stuff.
I'm gonna have to see He-Man for this.
You're gonna have to see He-Man for this goddamn pod. Any other trailers come out?
No, nothing of merit.
Yeah,
my phone died actually, so I can't even tell you anyway.
You're at your house, Steve. Yeah. This is your home.
I don't keep my things on chargers until they need to.
Okay, well, since I won, I'll go first. We'll start with a big conversation. I won't even start off light.
We just had a big conversation.
I finally watched I Saw the Devil.
Oh, okay. So
now we could discuss it a little bit more.
Sure.
If you remember most of it.
It's mildly fresh in my mind.
I knew I had to do it. It's been sitting on my shelf for a while. And after I saw Mortal Kombat, I knew I didn't have anything else planned for the day. I'm like, all right, well, let me lock in this 3-hour movie. Okay, it's only 2 hours and 24 minutes, so it's not as long as I expected, and I think it went by pretty quick.
I think it's pretty well paced.
It is well paced.
I was never bored.
The story of a man who his wife is brutally murdered by a serial killer, and he vows revenge, finds him, tortures him, and then lets him go. And his whole thing is to kind of put this guy through these horrific events over and over, this catch and release sort of thing, which is like a really fun concept.
Sure.
But our lead, he's really bad at it. Like he has times of looking like a badass and shooting guns and kicking and breaking his arm and pulling out his Achilles tendon, things like that. But you do this on your private grounds, your palatial estate, where you let him go and he thinks he's getting through, but your buddies are on the other side pretending to pick him up in a car. You can't just let the serial killer out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it over and over again and gets so many people killed because of it, including his father-in-law and his sister-in-law. And
did they die, or were they just like?
no, I'm pretty sure they died.
Beaten to like a.
No, I'm pretty sure that.
I couldn't remember.
Especially with her, they just do like a quick shot of like her body rolled up in a carpet.
Okay.
And you don't see them being killed.
Okay.
And it's like, wow, buddy, you got to be better at this. And it's hard to root for someone who's so bad at it. Like, this is your master plan. They talk about he's like a secret agent or something, like some government agent. He's not just a cop or anything. I'm
like, he's like Secret Service.
Yeah, he's gonna have some special skills, and I guess he does a little bit, but I just
finds he did it pretty quick.
Yeah. And it's like, who did it? Here's a list of 4 people we think may have done it that have been accused of it before. Okay, I'll just go start fucking all these guys up until I find it. Mm-hmm. Lucky for that 4th guy, because he was number 3. That 4th guy got off the hook. But I think you take out the extreme violence in this, and you have kind of a stupid lead with a brilliant plan, poorly executed, which makes like for a frustrating movie.
Okay.
I think this could be reworked much better. But all in all, I'd still say good movie.
Yeah.
I liked it. I had a good time. I don't think I'd rewatch this one. Maybe I'd watch scenes. The taxi cab scene is a bloody good time. But I think for story, nah.
Yeah, I think that I kind of agree with most of what you're saying. I don't have a problem with him necessarily. Like, it is a bad plan to let this guy go free in the world for a period of time and like sexually assault
the
nurses
nurse,
and stuff and like all that just to like kind of catch him later. I don't agree with that plan and how that, but like I can kind of, if I just liked, I think the biggest problem with this movie is the main character, only because there really isn't one. It's just, I'm an angry robot man who's so bent on torturing this dude, but like he barely talks. And I know this guy's a great actor. He's in a ton of stuff like that we've seen, and he's really good. But like, give him something to do. Give him some more character motivation than like, this guy killed my wife, which like, don't get me wrong, is all the character motivation you need.
Sure, but it's
like
so overdone.
Let me like see this guy like battle with his inner thoughts and like doubt, and is he doing the right thing? Should he just kill this guy right away? Like, let me get some of his thought process.
When the nurse is being raped, that like he has to deal with, oh crap, I let that happen.
Yeah.
But like, no, he's just on to the next thing.
Yeah. Because like when it gets to the end and his mission's complete and he's just walking down the road and he just starts like crying and then you roll credits like, okay, was this the good ending? Is this the bad ending? Like, is
that him getting catharsis? Like, oh, I finally did it. Yeah, she's like, been avenged. Now, or is it shit? Look at what I released on the world.
Like, look at what I've done, the monster I've become, or is it just like now that he's gone, I have to live without my like now there is nothing left but but sadness and depression.
Yeah.
But like that's a character thing that like maybe you could have built up to and explored with. So when he does finally like let go, you're like, oh my god, that's devastating.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain point, I'm kind of just like, I kind of hope this guy gets away, just because like, has he been through enough? He hasn't.
He hasn't. But it's
he's a monster.
Well,
he's done.
If this guy isn't gonna finish the job, then this guy's kind of earned his way.
Like, show me that the main character is so distraught and like make me think of like, okay, I would make those same mistakes too if I'm in this headspace, while the guy who's getting tortured is getting smarter and smarter and smarter because this guy's taking longer and longer to like finish him off. Like, then when he does do those horrible things, it's like, okay, well, now he definitely has to blame himself because this guy has been building up to like getting away and finding out who this guy is, and like kind of make it even playing field for the final confrontation. Like that all would like be more, I think, engaging than just like watching a guy chase another guy for 2 hours
Hmm.
while he like does fucked up stuff to other people and like meets other serial killers who and they're all friends and
Yeah.
like
He
then he has to
just
like do
knows
battle
this
with you.
guy.
I mean, I do like the idea like, hey man, I'm a serial killer. I can't have friends unless they're other serial killers. But
Sure.
like we all don't really like each other because
Uh-huh.
like I think you're a fucking freak. It's like,
Yeah.
well, no, you're a fucking freak.
Uh-huh.
But like, hey, I like eating people.
I like eating people and not raping them. You're a rapist. You're a weirdo, you
Yeah,
know?
it's just I don't know.
You know, and it's like that's a fun concept. And if we had our hero say he lets him go the first time after he breaks his wrist and like, ooh, this is gonna be a fun cat and mouse thing, and then he can't help the nurse and the bad guy is getting away, not getting caught, getting tortured again. He's like, fuck, I missed my opportunity and I'm making the world worse by letting this guy go that first time. You
Mhm.
know, it's always, you always see it in the action movies where the hero kills all the henchmen, then gets to the main boss and then like doesn't pull the trigger, but then maybe the main boss shoots the partner. Oh, I had the opportunity to do it, and like that should have been one of the things, and it cascades from there. But he's like, after that nurse was assaulted, he should have put him down right then and there, but
Mhm.
he let him go again, and then he makes her tend to his wounds. Like
Mhm.
she was not a great lead character.
Maybe there's just some cultural differences we're not prone to.
Sure,
But I
I
have
get
another pitch.
you're on the clock. It doesn't matter that you were raped. Go keep
I
working.
have another pitch for you. Like I think okay, you catch him the first time, you let him go because like you set up this is what I'm gonna do, but next time I get him, he thinks he's getting away with it, but really the next time I see him, I'm gonna kill him.
Mhm.
But then he does get to him the next time, and then that's when he actually escapes, and so at least that way,
Yeah,
the third time, the third confrontation, that's when you finish him off. But
no,
maybe the third time he's got a little bit more leverage, and
yeah.
he's
He breaks the cop's
or like
ankle,
he
and
beats you, but you barely escape. So then the fourth
yeah,
confrontation is like the like
yeah.
that kind of makes
But no,
sense.
he keeps
But
letting him go.
uh, I think, or it could have been interesting. And now I'm just doing different endings. Like
Hmm.
you get to the end, and because you fucked up too many times and let him go free, he basically does another thing like to another woman like your girlfriend. You've now failed. Like you have to like as you're about to you see what he's just done. You finally like kill him or whatever, and you're so distraught because like you let it happen again. But now that guy's boyfriend sees you standing over her body, and he
Yeah,
like, oh, that's the guy
that
who did
must
it.
have.
And
Yeah,
then you get killed because he
yeah.
made the assumption that you're the guy. And then there's like some
Or
sort of
even if he
like,
doesn't think that you are the guy that killed it, and like you didn't act, he finds out you let this guy go
yeah.
multiple times. You are just as bad.
And it could be like the main character goes, "Oh, I fucked up. I deserve to die," and he like lets that guy kill
Sure,
him, or it's a surprise and he gets killed, and then it's just kind of like, well, here's a cycle of violence that like
sure, yeah.
if you ended it just then and
Mm-hmm.
there, the Batman thing of just like if you kill the Joker now, we don't have to worry about this
Yeah.
shit. But you let the Joker go, and more stuff happens, and then it just all comes back to you. Like you could have done something about that, but
Yeah.
it's just like an endless thing. And which makes all this makes it sound like we have so many problems with this movie.
No,
I don't. I really do like this movie.
I do think this is a good movie. But okay, that taxi cab scene. Really bloody, really fun, lots of stabbing, blood
Yeah,
everywhere.
Tarantino esque.
He lets him go, and he just so happens to get picked up in a taxi cab with two other serial killers. Did the cop know that? He didn't,
No, I think
and
it was
what are
weird
the
coincidence.
odds?
Yeah,
It's just one of those things of
I
this
don't know if they're
could
necessarily
they
serial
had
killers,
or
and they just might be like
and they
robbers.
robbed the taxi, but it's like, and they because they have a body in the trunk, so that could have been the original taxi driver or something. I can't remember if it was a guy or a girl.
Hey, I don't remember. Or was it just like, oh, these guys are two escaped convicts,
I'm
and it
not.
just
I don't
it doesn't
remember.
matter.
But like, okay, why did they stop and pick that guy up? Why wouldn't they just keep driving if they're not crazy psycho killers who want another victim? If they were
That's
people
true.
who were just breaking out of prison, they would just keep going. So it's just like it's messy. It's a messy story, and I didn't expect it to be so over the top. Like he has it set up where he's stuck in a guillotine with a rope in his mouth, and if he lets it go, it cuts his head
I
off,
thought it was kind of
which
cool.
which is fun. But then his parents and son are there, and we meet them earlier, and they didn't didn't do anything wrong. They're like, he left us. He's a son of a bitch. We don't love him because he's a bad dude. And then the cop like forces them to see their son and father's death.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do to deserve that? That's really fucked up. So I don't understand some of the messaging maybe that in this movie, but like it was good. I would give it like a B, probably more of a B minus. But like well shot, well acted. He is a real son of a bitch. He's a great villain. But I don't know, unfocused at times with its messaging.
I like it more than you did, clearly, but I'm with you.
Yeah. Steve, what do you got?
I watched an episode of television, and I know what you guys in the audience think. It's like one episode of television. Why are you talking about that? Tell me when the season's over. Well, it's a special episode from one of my favorite shows currently, The Bear. It was a surprise drop episode, a prequel to before episode 1, where John Barenthal's character is still alive, and him and Richie go on a road trip to Gary, Indiana, which I was like, oh, wow, I wonder how far that is, because it's like, if they're going on a road trips are a long time.
But they're in Chicago,
it's
right?
35 minutes outside of Chicago. I'm not from Chicago. I don't know how far Gary, Indiana is. So I was like, oh, they must be like, this is going to be like a 5-hour road trip or something. Nope. 35 minutes down the road. But it turns
not even a road trip, just an errand.
But yeah, it starts out as an errand. It's an hour-long episode, and it's kind of just these two guys. It's a two-man show, and these two actors are really great. And they're also just like real kind of scumbags. Not scumbags in like they're horrible people, but they're like the kind of dudes who like you and I would not enjoy their company. Because they're just kind of like loud and abrasive.
Talking about women's tushes and stuff?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
But like there's a scene that is like kind of both so filled with joy, but also like so annoying. Because like they are driving past a basketball court and they're like, all right, let's get these motherfuckers. And they pull in and they challenge these like teenagers to like a basketball, like I think a basketball game.
Okay.
And like John Barenthal is just like talking shit like the entire time. And it's like, bro, like we don't need to talk this much. And he's just like talking to these kids and the kids are getting annoyed and they're just like, yo, chill the fuck out, dude. And they're like, and it just becomes this thing. It's like, you guys are in your like your 40s and this is like embarrassing. And they go to, but anyway, it's a really good episode, but it's also like a tough watch, which is some episodes of The Bear are like kind of hard to watch because it's just real intense and anxiety inducing, and you have a character with like depression and mental illness and stuff, and he's just like breaking down and he's shitting on, and like it culminates in a climax of John Barenthal's character like just insulting this other guy who's about to be a dad, saying like you're gonna fuck this up because you're a loser and everyone knows you're a loser, and you're gonna ruin that kid's life and you're a fucking coward and all this stuff. And it's just like, that's your best fucking friend, like what? Like, and it's just because they just drank and he hated himself and he wanted to like push this guy away, and it's just like it just ends and it's like, wow, what a real fucking bummer of an hour I just watched. There is a great bit in it though where he's pitching baby names. Like, hey man, I'm trying to think of a baby name. Like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And he's like, oh, I don't know, I really liked Althea. And then it was just like they started doing bits with that name, and it kind of became like a cute, nice scene. And just like Althea when I feel, Althea when I Althea later, like that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, this is really funny. This is a bit you and I would have done. But good episode of Bear. Looks slightly different, like it might have been a little cheaper, but and it like feels like real life, like you're just kind of seeing a documentary of these two guys like road trip delivering this mysterious package.
Oh, what's in it?
You find out like because they have a shady uncle who like is in business and has like a lot of money, and Richie kind of assumes it's something like nefarious, and they open it up and it's like rotators for like plumbing pipes or something like that, and he's like, what the fuck are these for? And it's just like it was I think during COVID times, so like deliveries weren't happening like that. So there's like $100 worth of product in here. I assume like it's nothing exciting or fancy, and it's like we just spent like 8 hours on this goddamn road trip where like I had this horrible experience with my best friend because I had to deliver fucking pipe rotators or something like that. So it was a fun little bit at the end, but yeah, good stuff. But it's not an episode I go like you gotta see it because it's just gonna fucking bum me out.
Yeah.
Um,
If someone was to watch this show from the start, would you end on this, or would you try to squeeze it in somewhere else because then you could have the actual finale be the finale?
what?
Would you watch this prequel thing as like the last thing you watch in this show? Would you save it for the end as kind of you have because of release?
Mm-hmm. Or
Or do you watch
start
it earlier? Like, do you watch it before you watch season one? Do you watch it after season one instead? So when you get to season four, you could have its natural finale be the finale and not this weird prequel thing.
No, yeah, you have to watch it here. The final season starts in June.
Oh, I thought it was done.
No. There's one final season.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
That's why I was
There's only
confused.
3 seasons so far?
It'll be the 5th season.
Okay. All right.
So 4 seasons, the special episode.
I thought 4 seasons and it was done. I didn't realize there was more Bear coming.
Yeah. So you have to watch at the end of season 4. I mean, theoretically you could, but this isn't. Even though it's the prequel, it's not the episode you start with.
Yeah.
Ever.
Mhm.
Because this episode will not get you into the show. This is the episode for people who are into the show.
Okay.
And it's kind of fun to, you have these characters who are like kind of bad in the beginning and how they've grown as season 4 has gone on, and then just flash back and like, oh, I can see why he was this sort of charming, fun guy, but also like why we kind of hate him because he's also like kind of a piece of shit. And
It
it's
was
like
his restaurant, right? John Barenthal's
John
restaurant?
Barenthal's restaurant,
Yeah. And then he died of drugs?
Suicide.
Oh, suicide. What's he has to be so sad about? He had a restaurant. He could have all the cheesesteaks he wanted.
Not cheesesteaks.
They don't make cheesesteaks? What do
No.
they make?
Beef?
Just beef sandwiches?
Yeah, it was originally called the beef, and they had like a specialty beef sandwich.
Okay.
I think it was like kind of like a cheesesteak, but it wasn't cheesesteak.
Oh, what is that called? Is it like pit beef or there are things
It's
that's
a
just
Chicago thing.
like a big wet beef or something? I don't whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then the restaurant became the Bear.
And they serve bear meat?
And they serve bear meat. Yeah.
Weird.
But yeah, it would be weird in the beginning, and
Okay.
it's like
I only said that
the
'cause
nice heartwarming stuff to build up to this tragic thing, and plus there's an end tag that I believe is like the start of something for season 5.
Okay. So,
it's like
I
a
just
whole prequel, and then the last 30 seconds of the episode is like the modern day.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize we had more coming. I thought that show was done, and this secret drop was like oh my god, I can't believe they came back, even though, the show's done.
Yeah. I mean, it comes back in about a month, and I don't even think they have a trailer for this new season. So I don't know if this was just kind of like to build up buzz, or they're going like, we need to get Barenthal another Emmy for this show or something. So it was written by Barenthal and Eben
Mossback.
Yeah, however you say his name. They're doing a ton of stuff together. They're on Broadway together right now, and they're doing Dog Day Afternoon
Okay.
on Broadway together. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it says written by. I don't know if they necessarily sat down pen and paper, or if it was just like, we're gonna put a camera on you two, and then you're just gonna riff the entire time. And now it's written by you two, which I guess is in a way the same sort of concept.
Yeah.
But either way, it was
I mean, I think Barenthal helped write the Punisher standalone that's coming. So
I'm sure he had some say and stuff. Yeah. But anyway, whether it was written or not, they're two very talented actors, and it's Barenthal being Barenthal.
No. What's his name? Jeremy Allen White?
None of the other cast is in this other than you do see Gillian Jacobs? Because she was his love interest early on. She's in the episode, but you never see anyone else from the Bear. I don't think so.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway, yeah. For an episode, C+, I guess. I don't know. If you're a fan of the Bear, watch it. If you're not a fan of the Bear, don't see it.
Yeah, I'm not.
But if you haven't seen any of the Bear, watch the Bear, and maybe you'll get to this.
All right. Well, I mean, since we're talking Barenthal, let's talk about Daredevil: Born Again season 2. How far did you get?
I last I left off was uh, episode 4, and I think I started a couple minutes into season 5. So Daredevil saves Bullseye from the boxing ring
Oh,
after
okay.
he got shot by.
And Vanessa has the piece of glass in the
Yeah,
side
yeah,
of her
yeah.
head. Yeah. So spoilers. She
I'm all for
died.
spoilers.
She
Yeah,
died.
yeah.
They pull it out and she's like, "Oh, I'm fine now." I'm like, "Excellent. That's good." And then she just dies like a couple minutes later.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So you think everything's good, and then Kingpin's so distraught he hugs the doctor and crushes him to death. Um. So I
How does he
really
keep getting away?
I
with
know
this stuff?
it's the worst thing about this because by the very end there's like a huge bloodbath in the courtroom. There's a lot to say, but like pretty much Daredevil gets Fisk on the stand
Hmm.
because Karen is going to go to prison for being a vigilante, and he, uses his lawyerly ways to get him to admit certain things, but like it doesn't really matter unless Daredevil can corroborate this, and he reveals to everybody that he is Daredevil,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Bullshit, you ain't Daredevil," and he throws his cane against the wall, and it like ricochets off some walls, and he catches it again, and everyone's just like, "Oh my god!" I really wanted them to cut to someone and just be like, "Wait, isn't he blind? Or is he not blind?" So then there's like this big sort of hoopla of Fisk is bad. Let's all rise up and storm the Capitol and fuck him up. And so
Storming the Capitol.
I know. And then so you have like the bad ICE guys or the anti-vigilante task force.
ABTF or
Yes.
whatever.
Like they're gonna just start shooting the crowd, and
It's like Bane's army versus just like
kind of the Wall Street sort of
Yeah, okay.
thing. And then at the end, like Kingpin just like all these people are running at him, and he's just like smashing heads, picking people up and throwing them down the hallway. He's murdering tons of dudes, and it's pretty great. He's like not holding back. There's like one scene like
still wearing white suit, getting covered in blood.
yes,
Awesome.
it's amazing. There's a part where like he like the protesters open the door and he's just standing there. He's like, "Boo!" And then he punches them in the face. Like he's having a blast. And then so they're like, "We froze your assets. The president says if you take a plea deal, we can let this all go away." And then like, I know.
Who's the president?
I-
Harrison Ford, right? What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't think it was the president, but it was like the state senator or something like that. Like, if you
Why?
stop this now, then some people will go to prison. Like all the AVTF go to prison.
Where's Spider-Man? Goddamn it!
I know, for real. And then not even mention. And it's like so. Daredevil goes to jail because of all of his many years of daredeviling and stuff. But then Fisk gets to go away, and I guess you could say like he had enough money to whisk him away, and he's like standing on the beach on a tropical thing, completely desolate, and like, okay, that's worse for him because
Sure.
he had to leave New York,
And now he has no power.
and he has nothing.
Kind of,
yeah, and it's like, okay, I get that, but still, he should probably be in prison. So I'm really excited to see what they do for next season because I hope it is just Daredevil in prison. There's all the ATF guys that still hate him. There's plenty of criminals who are going to hate him. You could introduce a whole cavalcade of people,
It's
and
gonna be 2 episodes in prison,
and then he's going to get out, or someone's going to break him out, and I don't want that.
Iron Fist is gonna bust down a wall.
Yes.
Luke Cage is gonna come somebody, and then it's just
I hope
it's
not.
just a Defender season now.
And it really is because Jessica Jones has been in the second half of this, and she is married to Luke Cage. They have a daughter together,
Oh, no shit.
which it would like. I know they had a kind of a thing in the season that introduced Luke Cage, but by the end of Luke Cage, he was like the kingpin of the bad guys. Like he became the kingpin,
Yeah.
But they don't ever mention that. It's like yada 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 yada. He's actually been working for Matthew Lillard's team doing a Suicide Squad or whatever, and it's like he had to do it because he wanted Jessica Jones to do it to like pay for her crimes, but he volunteered himself to do it, which it's not clear who he is, but Luke Cage does come back, and it's like, I'm good, cool, but now Matthew Lillard took Bullseye. Like Bullseye took Luke Cage's place to go do a Suicide Squad. I don't know what it is that he does if he'll ever show up again. But I will say Bullseye, highlight of the season. He's really fun. I just love watching him like have a Walkman and like pop the CD out and then use it. He kills. Did you see the diner scene where he kills all those people? Yeah, just an amazing good time. He's just really fun to watch. Um, I love Daredevil and I love Charlie Cox and I love how fucking cut he got for this season. My God. But this is one of those situations where, like with Batman, like just kill the fucking Joker. You know, I know you have your rules and your morals, but come on, you gotta see the bigger picture here. And I know you can't do that. You can't be a hero and a killer at the same time. But with Daredevil, there's so many times where like just kill Bullseye, just kill Kingpin. But his lawyer side and his Catholic side will never allow him to do it. Like Karen was about to blow Bullseye's like, brains out.
This is why I'm like kind of okay with Batman killing, because it's just like I don't kill people because I don't like killing. I'm just like, okay, most people don't like killing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people would still do it to protect like their child or
the city.
Or like, oh, here's Hitler. Should we stop him? I can't, guys.
Because then it won't be just as bad. But, no, he won't.
Like, Daredevil, I like that he doesn't kill, and I accept that he kills way more than any other hero because he has the religious aspect on top of the lore thing. It's just like, he's got layers upon layers of just like, why I can't kill.
It makes sense.
So I like that for him. But Batman, I can kind of go like, yeah, buddy, I know it's like core to your character, but also... you can do it.
Yeah, you're also a rich white guy. You'll get away with it. But like Batman's also a crazy person, and if he crosses that line, nothing's gonna stop him.
Sure,
like, and I totally get it. I get that's like Daredevil's thing. But when you watch week after week of just like, oh my god, you let this guy go and he killed again. When are you gonna realize that the system is not on your side? And God has never answered your prayers. So it's like, come on.
Here's my thing. We've had 5 seasons of Daredevil now, and they've all. And remind me, because I don't have the memory like you do. But they've all been Kingpin and Bullseye shit, right?
Bullseye doesn't show up until season 2. Kingpin is not in season 2. But Kingpin has been in 1, 3, 1, and 2.
Right. And I mean, I know season 1...
We'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just for sake of it.
And season 1, or season 4, you have Muse, or whatever.
Yes.
So, like, I know...
Yeah, and Bullseye's not... he's barely in season...
Bullseye's in episode 1.
Yeah, he's barely in it,
at least. So, like, I don't know, it's just... Give me some... I don't care about... this Kingpin shit anymore. Everyone's like, "Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio, so great."
He is,
and
he's great. And
I'm tired of fucking seeing him.
No, it's enough. It's like
how much can he get away with? I get it. He's rich and has power, and it's like he's Daredevil's greatest villain. But like, let him fight some fucking other people. Like Spider-Man fights a new villain every movie.
It's true.
It's not all Green Goblin. Batman fights a bunch of other people. It's not all the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bring back the classics when you need to, but give me some fucking other characters, please.
They wrapped in Punisher and Elektra and the Hand. You know, they've had other people there, but
make them the stars of those seasons.
It's true. No, I agree. Like after this, it does feel like we're done with this guy, right? We've had enough. And if we're going to do a Daredevil in prison season, you can just throw in any of Daredevil's rogues gallery and be like, remember when you stopped me off screen, in between seasons? And then now you just have that character in prison.
Well, he's not even going to be in prison in the newest season.
Why?
Because Spider-Man's going to break him out. There's a whole prison scene in the trailer. And he's fighting red-faced covered people, and I saw like a thing. Aren't there like red ninjas at the end because they're like the Daredevil army or whatever?
They're the Hand, yeah.
Yeah, the Hand. So like, Daredevil's not going to even be in there for 3 months.
Okay, very true. Because they also spoiled something in that Daredevil the Spider-Man trailer. When he's getting the key to the city, the mayor standing next to him is Fisk's like mayor's assistant in this show. So it's like,
the Gandolfini kid or the
no, she's a black woman with the curlier hair.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so clearly he's not in power by the end of this season. Thanks, trailer. And she just takes up the role. But even if he breaks out Daredevil will go back. He'll go and fight, and then he'll be like, "You got to drop me off," and then by the end of it, he'll be back in it because he's a law-abiding man,
Okay.
Except for the vigilante stuff,
Sure.
but also I've heard like everyone thinks it's going to be Daredevil, but it may be someone else instead. I don't know who else it would be, but
I mean, if it's someone else, great. But it just it makes sense because he's already had interact. It's set in New York.
yeah.
He's already had interactions with Spider-Man.
Uh
We
huh.
know Spider-Man has interactions with Frank Castle, who's had
Uh
infinite
huh.
relations with Daredevil. So
In a prison with hand. Yeah, I
why
get it.
wouldn't it be
Why
those
wouldn't it
things?
be? Yeah.
God, I don't care. But I'll see Spider-Man when it comes out
Yeah.
because I like
But all in
Spider-Man.
all, I'd say this is probably my third favorite season. It'd probably go 1, 3, 5, 2, 4.
Okay.
I think so. And then Defenders is, whatever. I only watched those the one time.
Yeah.
Um, but I'll keep watching more Charlie Cox because I think he's one of the better representations of heroes
Hmm.
that like
He's the new Steve Rogers.
he and like watching just a movie of this, I can see you going like, you watch a whole season of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and like that's fine. But like I actively like seeing Charlie Cox as Daredevil and I want more and more. He's just one of the better characters in this MCU, and I'm glad they didn't give up on this character.
Yeah, I think I just need 4 episode seasons.
Meh, I'm fine.
Because sometimes I feel like when I'm watching this show, it's like, man, they're really dragging some of this stuff out, or like this is fucking stupid, or like why can't we just wrap this fucking thing up? But maybe I'm just a hater. I'm
Yeah,
trying
you're
to
a
be
hater.
open minded and stuff, and like it's not bad. It's just
Oh,
you
and Michael Gandolfini gets killed. Yeah, because he was shown by
I mean, he's gonna die at some point anyway.
at some point Buck, the guy who does all the dirty work for
Yeah,
Fisk. He's like, come on, we're going out into the woods, and like they stop at like a
he
hard.
sopranos him, and
Pretty much, he like stops at like a hardware store and he comes out with like a shovel and a handsaw and he's just like, "Oh, gulp! Buck's gonna kill me!" And then they open up the trunk and there's already a body in there and
Mhm.
like, "How loyal are you?" And we're gonna go chop up this guy. And then later they're like, "We know it's your little friend BB who's doing all the
Mhm.
social media bullshit. You need to, turn her over." And he is going to for a moment. Then he has a change of heart, and then he's not able to lie to Buck well enough, and then Buck beats the shit out of him and then shoots him in the head. So he didn't quite make it.
Oh shucks.
Yeah, but I do like Michael Gandolfini. I'll watch more of him.
Yeah, he's good. Him and what's the Cooper kid from
Yeah,
Cooper Hoffman.
yeah, yeah,
Cooper Hoffman.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they need to finance like a nepo baby movie, and everybody needs to be.
Ben, every movie's in that movie.
But I want like every actor. I want the director to also be a nepo baby. The writer, just and everybody just be aware of it and poke fun at it.
They need to do a movie where it's like the 1998 Oscars or whatever, but just hire all those actors' children to
To
play
portray.
to portray the parents.
Yeah.
That could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Get Wyatt as Kurt,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cooper as Philip,
Yeah, there's
Michael as
no.
James. Get everybody.
They look
Even
so
if the
much
ages
younger. Yeah,
don't
they
make
do.
sense and like they don't
The
necessarily.
genders don't work. That this
We'll
actor
figure
had
it
a
out in
daughter.
post.
That'd be great. Yeah. All right. What else you got?
I finished a game. I beat Pragmata, a game you let me borrow,
Oh
and
yeah.
I gave you Resident Evil 9.
Yeah. Make sure I get that game back. Unless you're still playing.
No.
Okay.
I'm done. I thought about like once I beat it, I was like, oh, do I want to go back and like get some of the trophies that I could probably easily get? I was like, I don't care. So Pragmata, for those who don't know, is the story of a man who goes to the moon for some reason, and then his crew.
It went silent. They couldn't contact anyone.
They couldn't contact anyone. They go to this moon space station. It's like a mining facility for luminant. Lumen mineral, which is just like basically uh, the human race can like 3D print anything. With this stuff. And that's kind of how the space station is able to like self-function because it can just print anything it needs. And his whole crew is killed after a strange anomaly. He's the sole survivor, and he runs into a little robot girl, and they go on this quest to figure out what's going on and stop whatever nefariousness is happening. Um, this game is adorable. It's a good time. It's short and sweet. It's like a 12-hour game, which I'm so used to playing these big, massive games. It's a nice change of pace to do something sort
Yeah.
of like simpler. But it also, while it is a smaller game, still feels like AAA game because it is so like detailed and fun and interesting and like I like everything about this game. Uh, I but it does feel like nothing about it hits a high that I wanted.
Yeah.
Like the combat is like I like the combat. I like using all the different weapons. The hacking wasn't annoying, which I
Yeah.
thought like it could have easily been annoying, but it was all very simple. But also like it it activated a part of my brain where I was like, okay, well, let me try different combos of
Hmm.
stuff, and kind of like gave you like a time challenge
It's
in
like quick
motion.
time, but more puzzle quick time,
Yeah,
which,
like it's quick time, but it's not like it doesn't slow down or
yeah.
anything. Like you're still actively engaged, but it's not like these robots. You're like you're trying to do the hacking, and the robots are just like constantly shooting at you. Like
Hmm.
that's the one thing. It's like most of these things should have guns, but they don't. Uh, the main thing with the combat is just like although I liked all the enemies and I never got bored like hacking and shooting them, it's also kind of like, well, I kind of wish they like did other stuff other than like slowly walk towards you.
Yeah, there's not a huge looming threat with some of them. They kind of save the speed for the bosses.
Yeah, um, but visually beautiful game. I liked every sort of section of the space, and I think the one I enjoyed the most was certainly the like forest
Mm.
y sort of level.
I
Uh,
think that's my least favorite. I got the most lost in that.
I don't know. I see where you're coming from, but I just think from a visual standpoint, it's the most interesting because the
Sure,
whole
sure,
game is
sure.
just like it's a space station on the moon.
Yeah,
Everything is gray and white and
yeah.
black, and that's it.
With
Uh,
a couple blue mats.
yeah, with a little burst of color. Like the only thing that's like colorful is the robots when they unlock
Uh
and like have this weakness that thank God they were built into these things
huh.
for some
I
reason.
guess like if a car opened up its hood and your weapon was like throwing in sand and tar, it's like like
Sure.
that would fuck it up.
Uh, but yeah, I liked our two main characters, Hugh and Diana. I don't remember what purpose she was made for.
Because the scientist's daughter was dying of cancer and they were trying to put her brain into these
Hmm.
robots, and so we got like different versions of it,
Yeah.
and then
One of
the
those versions became evil,
yeah, because she was
and
like a little more advanced than the other one, and then the little girl died before it's a spider.
ooh, kill it.
No, leave it alone. He's not doing nothing.
Who's
um
being a spider?
he's listening to the podcast.
Our
um
first fan.
yeah.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And so and then the little girl died before he could like finalize it, and then
Hmm.
the whole place went to shit. It's not the greatest story, but like what happened to all the people? I can only assume the robots killed everyone,
I would think so.
but there's no like splatters of blood anywhere. Like you
There's no
walk into a
evidence.
room
Yeah.
and like, whoa, what the fuck happened? Like, did they just herd them all into one space and launch them into outer space? I was waiting for that kind of horror drop of
Yeah.
you walk into a room and everybody is piled up in this one room and they've
Hmm.
all starved to death or something like something. But they don't even like you never hear our main characters just go like, huh. Still no humans. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's just strange that they're completely absent besides a couple of holograms.
Yeah, I enjoyed our sort of home base area and
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
finding things to sort of make like holograms of the forest and like a
Yeah,
kid's
the
playroom and the
REMs.
REMs.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of nice. I enjoyed some of the challenges. Some of those challenges I didn't even bother with because I was like, well, I know I'm gonna fail at this. And it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
This game has a lot to do, but it's never like overwhelming. There's essentially like zero fetch quests or whatever. You're not like
No, like if you want 100% every room, yeah, you're going to be wandering around looking for that one wall that disappears as soon as you get close enough to it.
Sure, but I mean, it's
But not
like,
fetchy like you need the key to unlock this
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's like
It's
no,
it's
just
all very
yeah,
linear.
like you have a lot of ways to go and you may have to backtrack and stuff, but there's really one exit for you.
Hmm. If I have one major qualm, and it's always character stuff, is I never really understood, and maybe you can explain, but I never understood why he was so immediate. Like they just kind of like immediately jumped into being best friends. It never really
Yes.
felt like
Yeah.
there was a building of a relationship. I get
Uh-huh.
like, oh, I'm a good guy
Hmm.
who sees a little girl in trouble, even though she is a robot.
Yeah.
But like, what is his relationship to AI and robots? And
Yeah.
like, he's treating this little girl like she's a real person, and to her understanding, she might feel like a real person,
Hmm.
but she knows she's a robot. It's
Yeah.
not like she's a little girl who like my favorite things is when she does do hacking and she talks really fast. She's like, one zero,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought that was really fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's just instantly like, we're best friends. And like, I'm going to take you to Earth so you can see the ocean and stuff.
hmm
It's like, you know, obviously, The Last of Us, it's a longer game, a bigger game, and you have two characters who don't want to be with each other.
Yeah.
Who, like, I don't want a daughter, I had when she's died, and like, I don't know this man, and I'm going on this mission that I don't know anything about, and then slowly building that relationship over months in terms of like game
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
Like, that's a story I can get behind
Yeah.
because that's something to build to. Where it's like, just imagine if Joel and Ellie met and just like, hey, you want to be best friends?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because
And then there's just like no drama for the whole trip.
as far as we know, this game takes place in one day.
Yeah.
It could be, or every time you go back to your home, maybe you are taking naps. We don't know. Um, but yeah, it's impossible to have that sort of arc with these two, especially because the game itself is not very dark like
Yeah.
Last of Us. So you kind of have to have him just be a nice guy who, well, of course he's going to take care of this
Yeah.
kid, but he doesn't have like something as simple as like, man, I just never been a big fan of robots. I like the doing things myself, and robots are just making everybody lazy, and then having that disdain for like, I don't like this clanker,
Mhm.
but then he sees that she's more than just a robot, because you can't do the I had a dead daughter and I gotta take care of this
Sure.
one. That's too much. So you got to make him like hate robots. So when he's shooting all these, it's just like, yeah, this is great, I love it. But then she's looking at him like, oh, is that how he sees me? There's a way to make this deeper, but they went, nah, we're gonna just like do cute anime girl, and she's just upbeat and happy the entire time.
Yeah. And I don't even think it needs to be like I hate robots, but just make and like I can get behind Hugh being kind of a happier guy, but like the opening scene of the game is essentially all three of his like closest friends and crewmates die instantly, and it never really
Yeah.
feels like he feels that bad about it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh well, I guess I gotta take care of this kid now. It's just maybe his whole thing is like, I'm, because I think he's like, as he's talking to her and you're revealing some of his backstory, it's like he was adopted or whatever,
Mhm.
but like my adopted parents, like they loved me and took care of me, and so it's like, okay, so he's got that sort of element of just like
You
found
take-
family.
Yeah.
But like now I had this job where I was close to these guys. They were essentially my family now because my parents died or something like that.
Mhm.
Now that they're gone, I'm sad and alone and I have nobody. And it's sort of her, and he has no hate for her, but it's him, it's her like bringing him back. And it's like we need each other, and then sort of slowly build like going like, oh, I see why we like each other because we both come from like being sort of lonely and need somebody. And now that we found each other and we have this mission to go on, we can care about each other and build this relationship and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
But it's just kind of just like, well, we're friends now,
Yeah.
and the game just goes on.
Yeah.
Because that way, like when you get to the end where Hugh's just like, there's not enough energy to take us both back or whatever, but go to the ocean for me, kid, and she blasts off like, I wanted to cry so hard, but I was just like, well, it's not like this felt earned. It's just
Yeah.
like you just.
It's like earned enough to feel like
It works.
it,
I liked
it works, but
it's
it needed to be.
as a scene.
It needs to hit
It's
harder.
effective, but I just think like if I just had an emotional arc and journey with these characters, where like Hugh really need to get back to Earth to see somebody,
Yeah.
or like he really, or like
Doesn't he have a wife?
I don't remember,
Yeah.
but or I think he might even have a wife and kid, but it's just like she's also, and maybe in the future I would feel the same way, and it doesn't even compute like that. But it's like she's also a fucking robot.
Yeah.
You unplug her, she's not gonna like her soul wasn't going to be like, oh man, I wish I saw the sea.
Yeah.
She doesn't have one.
I think it's a little bit like if you had a relationship with your Alexa or whatever, and you talk to it every day, and it responds to you, and you know, you could have a bond, and then you would unplug it, but you wouldn't cry when you unplugged it to move it, to a different wall socket. You wouldn't think you killed it. But this thing is a human-looking, fingers, eyes, can tell jokes. Like it's different.
It's very much a person.
It's very much a person.
But I could also like obviously for people who have pets and stuff, like that pet is essentially a member of my family. When that dog dies, I will be distraught. But also, if you kill that dog and bury it in the backyard, no one's gonna fucking know. Anyway, but that dog is a living, breathing. By the way, don't kill your dogs.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of people like, yeah, I love my dog. I'll be so sad when it dies. But also, compared to like the members of their family, they're like, I'll kill that fucking dog if it like keeps my sister alive or whatever, or like my mom. Like people will happily, or like, oh, maybe not even. Let's not go to the extreme of killing it, but it's like you can. You have a child. Your child's allergic to this dog. You can keep the dog. No, you're gonna like.
Yeah, you're gonna rehome the dog.
You're gonna rehome the dog so you can like raise your kid.
Yeah,
it's like it's no one's fault. But I'm just saying, like, why? Like, make me feel like Hugh has a stronger reason to like send this little girl to the ocean other than just like, why not?
Yeah, And Lumen isn't on Earth. Like all this stuff it hasn't been regulated yet. That's why they do it on the moon. It's a relatively new thing. Like they were not expecting that base to be so built up. So now you have this robot made of this shit on Earth. Like, do you have an idea what you can see for a sequel?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think this game is good enough and deserves a sequel. But the only thing I feel like it could do, I mean, her being on Earth is interesting. And, maybe it cuts to 50 years later. They've, redone the stuff. They've brought in, there's the first factory on Earth that has this stuff. And she knows, like, oh, well, we're going to repeat the same things, and maybe it's her going through, like, trying to, like, pretend to be human while also trying to shut down this factory or whatever.
Okay.
Or maybe, she's just been in hiding for a while, and now it's the creator by Gareth Edwards. It's Horizon Zero Dawn.
Actually, I don't remember.
Yeah, but I mean, this game has been compared to Horizon Zero Dawn because it is like you shooting like robot monster things
in their weak spots.
So it's like, do you kind of just do that on Earth, but like set it in it's Blade Runner 2049 meets Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, are you hacking? Is the Lumen robots, the Lumen AI it's taking people and it's putting mechanics all over it, so you're hacking people to try to pull them out and save the humans. Like in Sonic the Hedgehog, all the robots were actually animals turned into robots.
Sure.
Is it something like that? Is it the government has snatched her up and it's like they're trying to take parts of her so they can replicate it on Earth? Because I would think you're controlling her now. She's not on the back of someone. What are you hacking? There's no sense of needing to hack stuff unless there are enemies. If there are enemies, I can see it. You control her, you still hack, but she has a little floaty droid that does shooting. So it's kind of like the same setup. You have a shooty control and a hacky control. They're just kind of different on the screen. Or there is... I was surprised 8, your older sister, didn't try to hack you while you're... So it's like the hack comes up and she's trying to get to the spot, but you got to get there quicker. So sometimes it's really easy and they're kind of slow. Sometimes you have to go around the obstacles. I feel like you can change that where the machines are fighting back against you. Because I can't see it being like, what, you hack an ATM and get money so you can pay for your hotel, and because you got to hide as a little girl because you can't grow up because there's no lumen, so you can't like. Or is that the upgrade system? You start getting a little older and older because she can find some lumen and make her body a little bit bigger, and like now she's 12, now she's 15, now she's 20. It has
think
to.
she stays a little girl throughout the series.
Yes.
I think like I could see them doing some sort of. You have two options. You do some weird sci-fi bullshit where the company that Hugh worked for kept like a really in-depth file on him, or like
He recorded everything in his
or
suit.
he like put in his DNA into a 21.
You can't clone him.
23andMe. No, I'm not saying
Oh,
clone.
okay.
But there's like something where his consciousness is somewhere, so she puts him
In a little droid that can
in
shoot.
a robot. So it's like, oh, it's like he's here, but he's
Yeah.
missing some information. Maybe the game is like you trying to like build yourself a Hugh robot, so you're not alone.
Okay.
And that way you still have a guy who you're on the back of, but you know she's sad the whole game because like, oh, it's like Hugh's here, but it's like pieces of him are missing,
Mhm.
and you know, does she like is her quest like, oh, now I need to go back to the moon to find Hugh's body floating? Like, that doesn't make much sense.
No.
I don't know.
I don't think you go back to the moon.
I don't think you need to,
No.
but I will say I do like the moon setting because I think it added some fun visuals.
Yeah.
And some fun, like, I love the zero gravity stuff. And that final fight, even though it was like absurd,
Yeah.
like him getting into a flying, you know, sort of mech suit with like giant laser cannon
Yeah.
guns, I was like,
This is very
this
good.
is cool.
This is great.
This is
Yeah.
the kind of shit I play video games for.
Yeah, maybe that whole tower breaks off, falls to the earth, and the AI lives within it. So now it's infecting and it's spreading across the earth. And who can stop it? Diana can.
Yeah, I think there's got to be some sort of like governmental ramifications of this major money-making factory on the moon just exploding, and like you can see it from Earth and like all this destruction. Like there's got to be something that comes of that.
Yeah.
But we'll see in the future. But I hope there is a Pragmata too, because I had a good time with this game, and it didn't overstay its welcome, and it was interesting, and I look forward to see what they do next.
Yeah. Can't wait for them to put them in Marvel vs. Capcom 5 or whatever. It'll be a weird character.
I'm going to give this game a 8 out of 10.
All right.
Well, 7 out of 5, 7.5 to 8 out of 10.
Okay. All right.
Good time.
I'll be quick with my last thing. I watched The Lobster. I had never seen The Lobster before.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I've seen newer Yorgos Lanthimos movies, and I've always wanted to see this. I just never pulled the trigger. It's been sitting on my DVR forever.
Now that you watched it, did you delete it?
I did delete it.
Okay.
Well, at first I didn't because I told my roommate to watch it, but it's on Hulu and HBO right now, so it's fine. So yeah, I did delete it. It was a pretty great movie.
Okay.
I really had a good time. I'd probably say like an A-.
Okay.
I thought this movie was about people who, when you can't find love and you have no other options, or you feel there's no other options, you go to this hotel to find someone that you could at least pretend you're in love with, like both of you can. Otherwise, you get turned into an animal.
That's what I thought it was.
Which it is, but it's more of a it's a mandatory thing. It's like a world thing. They go on these things called like hunts, and it's all these people at the hotel going into the woods and shooting single people, shooting them with tranquilizer guns. And then when they find these single people, they turn them into animals. And I was like, what are all these single people doing in the woods? That doesn't make any sense. Because as a world, you have to find a partner. It's a law. And if you can't do it, you're like a burden, and we might as well just turn you into an animal. So the single people in the woods are the rebels, people who refuse to pair up. And they even have their own rules, like you can't pair up. Even if you find someone you like here, it's a singles world. And so that sometimes they have to go into the city to like get supplies and stuff, and the cops are stopping them, like check their hands and under their nails for dirt, see if they are outdoor living people. And I didn't realize it was so big. I thought it was just an optional thing. Like my wife died. I couldn't find anybody. Life is not worth living. I might as well go through this thing. It's like, no,
Gotcha.
you gotta go through this thing. And that's why people are like so panicked. Like, I only got 2 days left. I gotta find someone.
You have to find them by the time you're 30, or
No, it's like by the time you get there, you have like 30 days to find someone within that group. And then if you hit it off, you get like they have extra days added. They're like, okay, now you have a couple's room. You get 2 weeks in that, and it's still hitting off. You get to be on a yacht for 2 weeks to see if it works there. And then if everything is still hunky dory, you get to leave, and now you're a couple in the world, and you just get to.
but like when do they start courting and like
Whenever there's older people, there's younger people, and they don't say like, okay, by 18 you have to have someone. It's not quite clear because there are young people who seem like college age at this, and like one girl gets turned into like a miniature horse. And it was surprising because like she's really pretty. I'm surprised she didn't find someone, but yeah, the rules aren't 100% spelled out.
so like if I'm 35, I have a partner, she gets hit by a car, am I now like
You're obligated to find someone to pair up with because you
within X amount of time?
don't
Doesn't
know
say.
don't know
Okay,
how
got
much
it.
time. Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
but
Understood.
you gotta find someone. So like there's the guy. Oh, what's his name? Ben Wishaw, I think is it?
Yeah, from Perfume.
Yeah, he's one of the guys, and he has like a limp because he was attacked by a dog he was attacked by a wolf because his mom was turned into a wolf and put in the zoo, and he went to the zoo to go visit her. He wanted to hug her, and all the wolves attacked him.
That's really sad, but also kind of funny.
Yeah, it's funny because when you're in the woods, like there's just random animals. Like they turn you into an animal and they just let you go. So there are people who are like camels and they're just let go in the UK. And like their whole thing is kind of matched with someone who has a similar thing like you, and then there you'll have something in common. Like, oh, you're nearsighted, I'm nearsighted, then we must be in love. So like one girl,
if only it was that easy.
yeah, one girl has nosebleeds all the time, and he has a limp, and it's like, I need to find someone with a limp, but he's not. So he starts like hurting himself, forcing his nose to bleed, and like, oh look, we both have nosebleeds, so they can pair up. Yeah, it's really weird, and the acting is so stunted because it's like no one's able to be
A real person.
yeah, everybody sounds like a robot, or they're all the worst actors in the world, and it's a first take for everything. But it's like everyone in this are really great actors, and their performances are just so bizarre. It's a weird way of I don't know how Yorgos explained it to them. I really like to know like this is the style of acting I want you to do because it sounds like really bad old porno acting.
Yeah.
Like this person is here to fuck. They got into the porn industry because they could use their body. They're not actors, but they're forced to, be the stepsister or whatever. So it's very funny. I had a great time watching it, but I will say the second half is not nearly as good as the first half.
Okay.
Because the first half is all the hotel stuff, and I was like, I can stay here. I can watch a series of this, and the new people coming in and old people going, and what they get turned into. Do they go kicking and screaming? But then second half is like he does something and he has to bail and he becomes one of the single people in the woods. And all that stuff is funny and interesting as well, but it's not. It's more of a bummer.
Yeah.
And there's something that happens in the middle which causes him to do a thing that's really fucked up. And I think if most people knew what was coming and how blasé they are with the acting about it, I think a lot of people would not watch this movie. It's dark and messed up, and I just sat there like, what the fuck movie am I watching? This is a total turn, but it is the catalyst that causes the rest of the movie, and it's not cool. I did not like it.
All right. I think I can kind of guess where we're going here.
Okay.
Perhaps, but maybe not.
You want to take a guess? I'll cut this out.
No, because now I'm second guessing myself, and I might watch it. Okay. So my last question for you is, do we see what turns them into animals?
Just there's a room saying the animal turning into room, and people go in and then cut to they got a little mini horse on the outside and everyone's waving goodbye.
And it just like randomizes or like
No, you get to
animals
pick.
Oh, you get to pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they say be thoughtful because so many people just pick dogs, and that's why there's an overpopulation of dogs in this country because people just choose dog. Um, and some people he wants to be a lobster because they live for up to 200 years and they're virile until the very end. Um, just he has his reasons, and other people are oh, I just I want to be a bird and fly around. Well, that's stupid. A bigger bird's going to get you or whatever. Yeah. But yeah.
So, I know I said last question, but so what animal would you pick? Did you think about it?
Not at the time, but I feel like I want to be a bird because I want to know what it's like to fly.
Sure.
But
just be the biggest bird.
Yeah, or a peregrine falcon because they're the fastest and they hit things like a bullet. But I also feel like maybe a big old grizzly bear would be great because no one's gonna really fuck with you.
Yeah.
Your whole deal is
except for people who are into hunting grizzly bears.
Sure, lounging in the sun, eating fish and sleeping all winter. It just seems like a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah. His brother chose to be a dog and is actually with him during this day.
Sweet,
yeah.
Actually, yeah.
But yeah, good movie.
Sounds like a bummer.
It has bummer moments, and it definitely doesn't end on. It's more. It's open for interpretation for the ending, but good time. I liked it.
But
what about you? What animal would you want to be?
I would also be a lobster, but a rock lobster.
Oh. No. See, if I'm talking about this world right now, if I could be reincarnated as a cat for a gorgeous OnlyFans model, I would love to be able to cat and sleep in the lap of a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
What a life.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's do you pick something that for comfortability, it's best case scenario, I'm a dog at a rich person's house who loves me. But it's also all right, well, I'm getting 9 years there.
Sure.
If my biology is essentially the same. Or less, because I assume I'm an adult dog.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know if they turn you into a kitten and then you turn into a cat.
But because would it be kind of badass to be a tiger? Sure, I guess. But also, people hunt them.
Sure. And your life is hunt or die, hunt or die.
I just got to kill things all day. I assume I have some sort of consciousness of it.
I think you lose all your humanity. It's not like his brother dog is looking at him oh, check out this chick.
Okay.
He's just a dog now.
Yeah. So I don't know. And when am I going to be a tiger in the middle of the UK woods?
They would probably put you in the zoo. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got to be something. It just seems oh, well, if I want the best life, I gotta be a bird because at least I can fly to
wherever.
Anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with bird, but I'm gonna go with I think being an owl would be pretty sweet.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with owl because I'll be wise and awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
main topic.
Main topic.
We
talked longer than I thought we were.
Oh yeah, we are already at an hour and 15, and we haven't gotten to main. It's we had 6 topics.
We can cut all that Nolan shit out. That wasn't relevant to anything we were talking
about. Mortal Kombat 2, the follow-up to 2021's Mortal Kombat, starring a whole bunch of people you don't know their names to, and Carl Urban. Yeah. We didn't like the first Mortal Kombat.
No, that movie's garbage.
It's a really bad movie. And
maybe one good fight scene.
Yeah, I mean, there's moments of things that that's cool. I just saw someone was playing the trailer for it on a different video I was watching. You remember when Jack shoots Sub-Zero and he freezes the gun and the bullet slowly comes out of the end? That was pretty cool. There's some moments of just kind of cool shit. But then you've got Cole Young fighting a terrible looking Goro and it looks terrible. You have no tournament in it. And they
Kano's super annoying.
He's super annoying. Doesn't have his metal plate over his eye again. So it's like they listen to the fans and say like, we know what you want. We didn't have Johnny Cage last time. We're definitely going to do that. We're going to have a tournament this time. We're going to bring in some of the fan favorite characters, and we're going to give you the Mortal Kombat movie you deserve. This movie sucks. I think it sucks pretty much the same as the other one. The other one's really stupid. Not that this one is smart. This one at least is trying to be, I don't know, more coherent. But I hate all the actors. Everyone I think is really bad. I think Katana and Jade are fine. They're doing their best for what they're given. Carl Urban is a fine Johnny Cage, and I like the older Johnny Cage, but I don't know if this is the movie for that. I think this is the young Johnny Cage. I think you need the cockier upstart. You do the Glenn Powell Johnny Cage,
Okay, yeah.
Because people like Jax and Sonya and Liu Kang and Cole Young, they're like nothing in this movie. They don't have anything to do, and then when we need someone to die, they're just there to die. There's a couple of good fight scenes that I thought were all right, but all in all, I hate this movie. I really did not like it. I was embarrassed for everybody involved.
Yeah, I would say that this movie is not good. I didn't hate it, and I would say it's definitely better than the first one. I feel like I was mildly entertained, and there is an essence of like, I think I could see a version where this is kind of as close as you can get to a 90s schlock movie.
Yeah.
Where, like, it has all the same vibes, even though it is just, like, it's shot for modern day, so it just looks cleaner.
Yeah.
And like, special effects are obviously better.
Costuming's better.
This movie is better than,
the Paul W. Sanderson one?
yeah.
I think that one's more fun, though.
Sure. But because I was just like, after I watched this movie, I was like, let me go back and I'm not gonna watch those movies again.
Yeah.
But let me like go back and watch some scenes and like, are they? Because like I remember the Scorpion Johnny Cage fight was pretty fun,
amazing, yeah.
And I watched that scene and I was like, this fight scene is like kind of lame. Like
we weren't influenced by Hong Kong martial arts films yet.
Sure, and for its time, totally enjoyable. Like I liked the beginning of that fight when they're in the woods and like I think that visually looks good.
Mm-hmm. And then they go to hell.
And then they go to hell, which like looks very reminiscent of the one in this.
Yeah,
and
but
it's like,
cooler.
But it's like, oh well, this looks kind of cool because it's all practical. It's just a practical set, and everything looks nice. But it's also just like, well, I can tell this is a warehouse that they just threw up cobwebs and like
sticks
and wood paneling and stuff like that. It's so like it's also while it's cool that it's practical, it also looks bad.
I think it looks a lot better than the underworld in this one because that's just a bunch of CG rocks everywhere.
Sure, I don't like the look of this world, but at least it looks like a hell where this...
You're not actually in hell. I don't know where he is because that scene is actually
like the nether realm or whatever.
I don't even know if it is that because I don't know if the nether realm existed yet because we had only had 2 games and that may have been something that got developed later. This was just a reshoot because they needed that Johnny Cage fight to end better. So they just were like, okay, we got to bring everyone back, and what do? Let's just make a cool set and make them fight. So they didn't have any like thoughts.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't say like by the end of this forest we're going to teleport into this thing. No, they just that fight wasn't enough. It wasn't big enough, so they just added another scene and made them teleport there.
Okay. Regardless, I think there's elements they really try to capture that energy from those earlier films, and I think for the most part they kind of succeed. And I think there is some like good recreations of like game sets.
Oh yeah.
Like obviously it's all CG, and I don't think it looks great, but it is pretty cool. Like where the Liu Kang Kung Lao fight. Like I've seen that stage. The best one is the sewer fight. In terms of like not
sewer.
Sorry with Shao Kahn and Cole Young.
The acid pit.
That fight. That fight's not the best fight, but how it was like, oh, I'm looking at the video game right now.
Yeah,
like that's
so cool. My favorite level. Yeah,
it's really impressive that they recreated that, and I liked his death, and it just felt like how he just smashes his head and then pushes his body.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like I was watching a cutscene from the game, which I thought was pretty cool. So they do some good things in this.
I think the costumes are really good. Like for most of the people,
yeah,
they look pretty legit.
Yeah, and I think that some of the all the deaths, like the fatalities in this, kind of I feel like I've seen them. Maybe they were created for this movie, but they were reminiscent of fatalities I've seen in those games.
Yes.
So I think that there was some elements of just they're really trying in this, and I think they do succeed in that regard. But then it's just all right, well, make a story, and characters are well, that's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
And so then the movie just kind of falls to the wayside. It's yeah, you have the tournament, but they never the rules are kind of silly.
Rules don't make any sense.
It's you win 10 tournaments, and then you get to take over that world. It's okay, well, round 1 is just these random fighters, but then round 2 is you're picking 3 fighters, and then round 3 is well, you're back to 1 fighter again.
Or also whoever is left over on your team fights at the very end. Because it was Sonya and Liu Kang versus Shao Kahn.
Right. I mean, I guess whoever has 5. Well, no, it's not even have to.
It's just as long as you have to have 1 left over.
Yeah.
At least. So, if you're going to do that, just make it 5-on-5 from the jump. And you're here's my 5 best versus your 5 best. Whatever team has anybody standing, the other team has to die.
But then you have obviously Shao Kahn is an evil guy trying to take over the world, and so of course he's going to cheat and become this immortal guy by taking Raiden's powers. But also shouldn't the tournament be nullified if the other team is sneaking into your castle to try and assassinate your members? It's there should be no I mean, obviously it's monster people with special abilities trying to murder each other, so it kind of feels like the rules can be loosey-goosey that way, but at the same time it's if this is for the fate of your world, this should be the rules that you follow,
the strictest rules. Raiden can't fight in the tournament because he's an immortal. Shao Kahn can fight because he is mortal until he gets a special secret amulet to become immortal. So doesn't that make him illegitimate, and he should,
or because he starts mortal? It's not my fault that I got the special power.
But then Raiden, if he's immortal, how is he taken out by a mortal's magic hat? Okay, so clearly he's not immortal, so he should be able to fight. It's this paradox that just doesn't make sense. And well, then we needed to get Raiden out of there for a reason. That whole amulet shit was terrible. Cut that out. That was not needed. Why can't Shao Kahn just be really good at what he does?
Yeah.
There's a reason why he won all these tournaments for years and years and years. He's just really good.
Yeah. Or he does die, or he's on the brink of death, but his necromancer brings him back.
Yeah.
And every time he brings him back, he's just a little bit stronger or something like
Shao Kahn Shang Tsung's pulling souls from someone else and feeding it into him mid-fight, because we don't even see who's reffing this. You don't have the Elder Gods looking down.
I guess
observing the floating crystals.
No, I mean, I think the Elder Gods are.
I wish we could have seen that.
But have we ever established? I mean, I know there is lore to Mortal Kombat, but we've never seen the Elder Gods,
right?
We
have.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're even in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah. Yeah, they exist.
The big gray. No, that was just a monster thing. Who the fuck?
No, they were just hey, I'm the fire guy, and I'm the water guy, and Raiden, you're the electric guy. It's they're there.
Oh, okay.
They exist.
So
trust
Raiden's
me.
an Elder God.
He is now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't in the first Mortal Kombat.
Is that something he can ascend to?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Liu Kang becomes an Elder God.
Oh, cool.
By the end of 11, I think.
Okay, just so everyone's clear, I am not deep in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and they reboot it. There's time travel where it's we have to lose that first Mortal Kombat because in the first go around, Shao Kahn invaded Earth, but we gotta lose it. So then he gets this all the characters died and came back as zombie people. So the lore, just like with any fighting game, it's messy because you have say 20 characters, each of them have their own stories, and when you play the tournament, or not the tournament, story mode, their endings may be and then Liu Kang killed Shao Kahn and he became king of Outworld. But if you play with Sonya, it's Sonya killed, Shao Kahn, and then the military was able to come in and destroy everybody. Everyone's ending kind of contradicts each other. So it's impossible to do one story that is canon throughout the whole thing. So they're always kind of rebooting and changing things. So like I'm not too upset about the story of this because you got to cut them some slack. How do you make a story about a fighting game that doesn't have a tournament? Well, at least this one does. It's just your tournament is really stupid. And it just feels like we needed a referee character to kind of not, I don't want to say explain because I'm too dumb to understand it, but just, like, why is it that, like, we have our first fight, Sonya comes back, and then that, Shiva, she kills Shiva, but he's just able to bring her back. It feels like if you die in Mortal Kombat, you're dead for good. But then the next time we have a fight, 3 of them go off at one time. Like, I thought we were doing these one by one, and that's not really how tournaments work. Usually it's like a bracket system, and that you eventually have to maybe fight your compadre, and you don't want to do that. But this is just kind of like, there's going to be 5 fights. Whoever's left at the end, we'll have a battle royale, and the one person left, I guess that side wins.
Yeah, and my biggest thing was that I just found annoying, not because, it's all silly, but so Shao Kahn defeats the hero team, except for the girl that was on his team goes, no, I'm going to be on their team.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, the tournament's still on. It's like, no. You don't get to switch sides mid-tournament. Like, you chose to be on that side. That's just your side.
That's your
you
side.
You can choose to, like, forfeit.
Uh-huh.
But, like, you can't just, like...
and then the little jewel shines over there. It's like, no, you forfeited. And even if, whether you forfeit or not, he defeated everybody on that side. He won.
Yeah.
And so, like...
Because then, like, why wouldn't you just go, like, hey... obviously, like, they all have their own reasons for joining Shao Kahn, and they can all be loyal for whatever reason, but it's like, couldn't she have just gone to the other 4 people and be like, look, we all fucking hate this guy, right? Like, what if the 4 of us join that side? Then it's 9-on-1. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't make any sense that when it's supposed to be 5-on-5 and now it's 6-on-4, technically. It's terrible. There's no logic behind it. And for me, I'm a stickler for those things. Like, I don't need to know why Han Solo got his famous blaster, but, like, I'm okay with explaining how things work in it. And if giving references to Jax's robot arms is part of the story, then that's fine. Like, if he just shows up with robot arms, it's like, okay, that's fine. That's just part of who he is. In a world of reptiles and robots and stuff like that, like, that's not the weirdest thing. You don't have to...
Yeah. But... then we have, like, okay, so we had the first movie. It wasn't well received. I don't remember these characters. I was like, did they recast Sonya? I don't remember.
Nope.
But whatever. And you bring them all back. It should just be like, okay, we've established these characters. I should really like these characters now and be rooting for them. But when any of them die, I'm like, oh. Well, it's like kind of, you don't really see heroes die this way too often. So it's like, oh, wow, like, it's cool that they're actually killing them.
Yeah.
But then, you bring back Kano, and then Liu Kang dies.
Yeah.
But then, but before he dies, like, becomes a phoenix and flies away because he's like, my mission is to bring back my friends. So he dies so he can go to the nether realm to bring them back to life.
Don't know.
Or do they get the necromancer to just summon everybody back? It just feels like, oh, we're just gonna fucking Marvel this thing at the end. It's like, okay, so is the next tournament like the tournament of the undead?
Well, there shouldn't be a tournament.
You kind of already had that, but it's like, but there's is there solely like the Shao Kahn world and then the Earth realm, or is there like other realms, like other planets that like he's taken over other realms, and now Earth was just next on his list, and so now the next tournament is for whatever, or it's like now that Earth has like won, they don't need to participate in the tournaments now.
Well, so...
why do Elder Gods care this way? If they're Elder Gods, tell them all to fuck off and stay in their own realm. What's the point of this?
And that was the whole thing. It's like,
what is this appeasing?
Stay in your realm. Shao Kahn, you don't get to rule everybody. Like, well, I'm really powerful. I want to rule. Like, okay, fine. If you must insist, we're going to set these rules, and it's got to be a tournament, and it's got to be like every 50 years, and you got to do it 10 times in a row, or whatever it is. Sometimes you do see it as like, yeah, there are other planets, but you only get through like a warp portal. And then I believe some of them are like, well, we won. We kind of pull your shit into our shit, and now it's an even bigger realm. But some of them may be like, well, I conquered you, and I just have to walk through a portal to show up. But like, you are conquered by me. My troops are there. And yeah, Earth is just the last one to be conquered. But now that we won, you got to do it 10 times in a row. So if the bad guys wanted to try it again, they would have to win 10 more. But I do believe it is 50 years in between the tournaments, I think, as they say. So, like,
which I also thought was a little crazy because, like, okay, so Shao Kahn's realm, we can assume like these just people are like long lived. If it is 50 years,
or it's like every time you win, you gain the souls from those people, so you live longer. Who knows? Or
sure.
yeah, or they're
But it's
just
like,
aliens that live
okay,
differently
so then this realm can keep competing with the same fighters, but
for
like Earth,
500 years,
but
but
Earth realm has to bring new fighters every. I mean,
every
assuming
time,
they are losing, they would have to bring new fighters anyway.
yeah,
But so I guess that doesn't really matter.
yeah, it's more
But
like,
it's like
well,
that's
we
not fair. Like
won.
we keep getting experience and like we have 50 years to train. It's like just find the new fucking mortals that we can just destroy. Also, uh, how they like everyone just kind of like gets their powers through like training and like this
Yeah.
this whole movie is just like D&D not D&D Dragon Ball Z fan fiction that they just like turned into Mortal Kombat because
Mhm.
that's like something they do in that show where it's like, oh well, the Elder Gods won a tournament of all the greatest warriors from the 9 different dimensions and or whatever the fuck, because the only thing anyone cares about in Dragon Ball Z is like fighting tournaments. No
Mhm.
matter what dimension you're from, no matter what planet you're from, everyone just likes fighting each other for
Yeah.
fun. Uh,
That's
and
very Japanese.
it's so goddamn stupid.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so it's like, oh well, the Elder Gods chose Johnny Cage to be a fighter because I assume they saw his potential.
Yeah.
Like, well, Johnny, it's like, oh, Sonya has like laser hands, and Cole has kinetic armor, Black Panther style. Liu Kang's fire, Raiden's thunder. It's like, okay, cool. Uh, so then the journey of this movie is like, it should be Johnny Cage gaining his powers, which like they like kind of do, where he like builds like acting is his power,
Hmm.
and like he throws on the glass, but it never feels like he unlocked anything. It
No.
just is just like he just got confidence to fight.
But at least he got to use his acting with Baraka a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I liked all that stuff.
I thought
It
that
just
was one of the things in the first one of like, we need to train you because you're not ready to fight in this tournament until you unlock your. It's not kunai, but they use a word like that. They use a whatever to
yeah.
get your special magic powers, which could be robot arms, which doesn't make any sense. And they don't even mention the like whatever word is. And Johnny Cage just kind of like gets it at a random time. Shouldn't he be ineligible to be in the tournament if he hasn't unlocked his power to do it? And then his thing is just his shadow kick from the game, which he uses to break the amulet, which I'm fine with that. But I think it needed to be set up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like in the movie, his what was it, Caged Heat or
Uncaged Fury.
Uncaged Fury. You see him do it, and he's sliding across the screen, taking out a bunch of guys. Because the movie's a little bit corny, and people go like, "Wow, how do you do that? How do you get yourself to slide across such a far distance?" Like, I'm on wires, kid.
Yeah.
That's not a real thing you could do. And then when he unlocks it, it's like, wow, it's a thing I can do. It's just like setup and payoff. Easy as pie. But for this, it's like he just does it. And like, oh, was kicking his thing? It's not like they focus on that being his thing is ball busting, which I'm glad that they did. But I don't know. It's just no character is really handled very well, except I think Katana. I think she has
She's
a bit of an arc.
character. Yeah, in the show for sure. In the show, in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just you could pick. This movie is so easy to pick apart. And okay, so let's get to the nether realm because you gotta have Scorpion fight Sub-Zero again.
Oh
I
my
hated
God.
all this shit.
This was the
big
worst.
fan of Yuki Sanada. I'm gonna butcher his name. I'm sorry, but Shogun.
Yeah.
That guy is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That being said, like the Scorpion Sub-Zero stuff from the first movie, I think is the most effective stuff from that movie because it's like the best character stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have two guys from warring clans who killed his family, who like, and that is like their thing. There's an ever ongoing war between these two, and they're also two like legitimate best fighters in like movies and cinema and stuff. So like all that works from two iconic characters, and then you get back into hell, which is the sole reason. Like you're just going there so you can have this fight between these two again, which is like not as exciting because Sub-Zero doesn't have ice powers anymore. He has like shadow powers.
Yeah.
and a double which looked like a side. Like I was like, is this supposed to be Smoke? But it's not Smoke. It's just Sub-Zero, like Demon Sub-Zero. It's
Yep.
like
Bad guy
we've
Sub-Zero.
we've already had this fight, and I don't care about it
Yep.
anymore. Like bring these two out of hell. Now they're back to their original form. So in the third movie, we can have another fight, I guess. But like, we don't need a Sub-Zero Scorpion fight every single
No.
movie. I get like they're the ones the fans come for.
Scorpion
but, like,
is
scene
the main
added
guy.
Nothing.
Yeah, it should have been cut. Like, I don't think you need to go into that. That should have been the tease, maybe at the end. We're gonna go to the underworld. We're gonna save our friends.
We're gonna need a guy.
We're gonna need a guy.
Get Scorpion.
Oh yeah. So then it's like, oh my god, they brought him back, but they can't do it because Scorpion is the main mascot of this series. You can't have a Mortal Kombat without Scorpion. But I think because they mention it, they're like, oh yeah, Cole Young, he's one of Scorpion's ancestors, and which they already have a character for that in the game. I can't remember his name. Tanaka? Kaneda? He's got like a whippy sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why didn't you just turn him into that character? Why'd you make it? Anyhow, they mentioned like, oh yeah, he's part of his ancestry. And then they mention it one other time. And I'm like, oh yeah, Scorpion. We haven't seen him. And then 40 minutes go by. You don't see him. And then he just pops up at the end like, oh, we really didn't need to see him in this at all.
And I remember the lore, but like, is there a reason Scorpion and Sub-Zero are in the underworld, but like Cole, who is a descendant of Scorpion, he's dead, but we don't see him in the underworld? Like, are they just like too far on the other side?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a big infinite place, or they're going through processing to get to their own personal hell.
It's easier to find those two than it is Cole, who just
Yeah, it's
who
like,
fucking cares? It doesn't really matter.
It does not matter. But it's
also it's like, if this, where's everybody else? But like, luckily Scorpion and Sub-Zero are near each other.
Yeah.
Whatever, right?
Teleporting powers, yada yada yada. Yeah, and it makes, well, anybody who died, we're just gonna bring him back in the next one. So who cares? Like, we bring back Kung Lao for a fight against Liu Kang.
I would say this is the best fight in the movie is Kung Lao versus.
I didn't care for it because I think it sullies Kung Lao. I don't think we needed him. They could have brought back anyone, like, or not brought back, but this game is filled with characters. Why can't you have someone else?
Well, I mean, I know he's a fan favorite, but I think in terms of choreography, it was the most fun. Like, I liked him doing his teleporting hat trick and stuff, and like, it felt like the most video game fight versus everyone else who was just kind of like mostly punching. Like the Sonya shrieking lady fight was so short. Like, I liked that there was like a spike pit and like trap element to the stage. But that fight was so short and whatever, it was fine.
And she has like sentient hair that she like whips around and grabs you. They didn't do that. They did the screaming, but
I did like her about to get stabbed in the mouth, but she like uses the scream to stop, or like they're on the ground. Like, I liked how they utilized her scream, but just in terms of a fight, it wasn't.
The fighting is never the problem in these. Like, the Jackson Jade fight isn't an amazing fight, but I think using his arms and her staff, they did interesting things. Katana versus Johnny Cage with her like using it to like swing up onto the roof. I think they were creative with all their fights, and the fighting is not the problem in any of this. I wouldn't say any of the fights are bad at all. It's just everything around. I would argue
the Scorpion Sub-Zero fight's bad.
Yes, that's because it's also like a fetch quest of trying to grab the amulet at the same time, and you can't just focus on a good fight. Like, you have the guy that can turn into two people fighting one guy. Like,
and
that's
it's just
awesome.
It's a CGI guy on a CGI background fighting one guy who is there doing CGI fight stuff.
Yeah, and you know, they messed things up. Like, they had Melina in the last one, but they killed her. Well, she's the one that always kind of has been Katana's kind of sister character that you don't realize is like one of the Baraka people. Well, we already killed her, so I guess we use Jade. You know, this movie really feels like Mario Galaxy, and it's the finger pointing. Oh my God, look, they showed this character. Oh, they mentioned this, and I can't see you hate on Mario, but then say this movie is great. Like if you like this movie, you got to give the same sort of respect to Mario because it's exactly the same thing. It's just bloodier.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see a lot of people going like, "Oh yeah, I realize it's not a good movie, but I just think it's fun. I had a good time." But it's
Sure,
like,
that's fun, but is it that fun? Like that's what I say.
yeah,
Like it's not that fun.
I
It's
know.
not that cool. It's not that interesting. And like, oh, it's just a guilty pleasure. And like, you get pleasure from this. This is so like, if you want good fighting, you could find that in a million different movies.
Yeah,
If you want blood and guts, you could find that as well. Like, it's just because you can recognize what these characters are, you
recognizable
like it.
IP. Yeah,
That's all it is.
because it just feels like this is the kind of movie that's saying like, as an audience, we think you're kind of fucking dumb.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make everything as dumb as possible, and then just make some good fight scenes, and that'll be enough. And it's like, and I get a good fight scene is all you need to have a good time, but that's not how movies should be made.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think. I'm okay with dumb stuff, and like I think there is stuff in this movie that works. It's just as a whole piece, it's just not good. It's like getting a dinner where it's like, yeah, this the fries are good, but the burger is bad. The shake is watered down. But
Mhm.
it's like, but man, I really did come for the fries. It's like, but you paid for the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Or it could be as simple as like, the plate was pretty cool looking. Everything that was on the plate, it wasn't really good,
Yeah.
but they had good plates. Like, really? Is that all that? Because the way I was thinking, like it's shit, but maybe this one's like shit with a little bit of whipped cream on top. Like, yeah, I'd rather eat that one, but it's still shit.
Yeah. This dive bar has a cool vibe, but like all the drinks and food is bad.
Yeah, I
Uh,
get food poisoning every time I eat here, but it's cheap.
yeah. The bartender's pretty, I guess.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
well, then you just came here for the bartender.
yeah.
You're not here to like get what it should be
Yeah,
for.
and I know I get it's like it's not that deep. Mortal Kombat's never been that deep, but Mortal Kombat has been like thorough with their story.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes on with emotional bonds with characters, and especially with the time travel, having like young Johnny and old Johnny interact. I mean, like, look at what kind of an asshole I was back in the day. There's a lot of good stuff with Mortal Kombat that it's hard to cram it all into a movie because you could probably pull out a few characters and streamline it and make it more of a character focused thing. But then that's kind of the fun of Mortal Kombat is all these crazy wacky characters. And so if you just throw them in to be killed and like, oh, they're doing a disservice I don't think you could really make a good movie with Mortal Kombat without sacrificing something.
Mhm.
This would work better as a TV show if you take the sort of like if you just like took the tournament seriously of an invading force that can take the livelihood from your world. I think there's some stakes here with a good team of writers. You can turn this into a good 10 episode Game of Thrones type of thing. I think like there's stuff here,
Yeah.
but as a 2 hour movie, I don't think it really works.
Yeah, I mean, from a character standpoint, there's so much thrown at the wall, and I know it's just kind of like, hey man, this is stuff from the 80s and early 90s that we just thought was cool, so it's all ninjas and
Yeah.
cyborgs and monsters
Yep.
and magic. It's all these conflicting things thrown together because it was just like we needed different things to make them look cool. But there's like 9 ninja guys that all have the same outfit, just in a different color.
Yeah.
That's a video game thing.
Uh-huh.
Now you get to the movies, you change those things and you switch some things around, but you can make it all cohesive and interesting. Like I would think there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Justice. Like I think you can make a good, fun movie that's still like kind of stupid. But
Yeah,
like
it's called Paul W. Anderson's Mortal Kombat.
But I don't know. I just need character and story to like make sense that I can get invested in versus just like, hey man, you threw that hat with blades on it. That was sweet, right?
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so
I've never been a big fan of games.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Well, then it's not for you, man. Why are you shitting on something that's not even made for you? Like, shut up. I can still I could say musicals and romantic comedies are not made for me. I'm not the target audience on that, but I can still critique whether it's a good movie or not.
Yeah.
I can look past certain things and be entertained in other ways. Anywho, okay, so now fan of game, Ben is going to come out.
Okay.
So you didn't need to bring back Kano. I know he's a fan favorite of the first one, and he had all the best jokes. I guess like him and Johnny in the Netherrealm is some of my favorite dialogue, just because they're both kind of snappy back and forth.
I will say,
but it was still embarrassing.
I will say, I did not find Kano grating in this
No.
movie. I think whoever did his jokes.
Apparently, it was all improv,
Oh,
or a
okay.
lot was improv.
All right. Well, either way, I think it was much better.
Yeah.
And maybe that is teaming up with Johnny or whatever it is, but like him turning the corner and calling that one necromancer Pennywise, I was like, all right, that's kind of funny.
You know who that necromancer is?
I do. I didn't notice who it was in the movie,
Yeah.
but then when I saw, I was like, oh, it's that guy.
It's that guy from Together. That's weird. And also, that looked like shit. His makeup was terrible. He did not look good. He looked as bad as like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and I don't think they needed that character. You already have Shang Tsung to do soul stuff and sorcery stuff. Why you don't bring in Quan Chi in the next one when they're going to the underworld to get their friends? Like, why is he here now? But once again, Kano doesn't have his metal eye plate. What the fuck? It's his one defining feature is knife, laser eye with a metal plate on it. Even the Australian thing, it wasn't like canon before. It only became canon on the very first movie. But they did Baraka so dirty. He looks so stupid. He looks bad. That mouth is awful. And I know the game, he is just a mouthful of teeth, but it looks like it's teeth stuck to the outside of someone's face. They don't look like that's where his jaw is. And then they just turn him into Drax the Destroyer. He's just like a big dumb idiot. Like, you hit me in the balls. What a fine warrior you are. Like, oh my god, it was. And then there's a part where like Johnny's like swinging his arms and Baraka's swinging his arms, and they do a slow-mo when he's smiling. Like, I know it's supposed to be funny, but I was so embarrassed. I hated that whole scene.
Maybe this would be controversial. I liked all that stuff. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I at least appreciate that they attempted like practical effects on him. I don't personally think he looks bad, but I don't remember Baraka as well as you. But in a weird way, I found him kind of adorable.
Which is weird because they're like
obviously the most horrifying thing I've seen.
They're the disgusting cannibal monsters of the Outland.
They're very scary looking.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't know. I just dug his energy and I thought he was kind of cute.
It is like a nice breath of fresh air compared to all the ultra cool badasses that we have. But I really hated this scene because they're like, we got to convince them to take us into the secret tunnels that they go in because they're the help for Shao Kahn. And then he gets them there and is like, all right, I'm taking off.
About that too.
What the fuck is
we're
that?
We're not allowed inside the castle, but it's like...
But they said this is for the Tarkatans to come and go from the castle.
Yeah. Or is it just like, do they deliver stuff to the castle? Like, is that their job? What are they delivering? They live in the Dune world. There's nothing out there.
Yeah.
Or, like, what jobs do they do? Also, why would you want them to do jobs? They're terrified.
And like in the games, it's like, well, they are the slaves. Sure. Their world gets attacked and taken over by Shao Kahn. So now they are the help.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand them being like proud warriors that are a little scary and everything because they've been oppressed. But we don't really cover any of that in this game. That's why I think like there's so much in here. A show would be kind of good. I love Devora, the weird bee person. That could be a whole different species. I just feel like with all the weird monsters, you could make this work.
Yeah. I want to really quick go back to you're talking about like them doing the swing thing.
Uh-huh.
That was one of those moments where like, oh well, Johnny still hasn't unlocked his powers, but then he puts on the glasses, and this feels like this is him unlocking it. It's like all the stuff he was doing in that like shitty 80s movie in the beginning that looks silly, like that he's kind of like summoning that in his fights, and I was like, well, shouldn't that be his power? But him unlocking his power is just like a sliding energy kick.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, I wish like there was something to this where like he is able to warp reality into a movie that he is in that makes him the fighter that he is. Like he can still be a good fighter in the real world, but his power is like altering, like just making it. His acting ability should be his power. I feel like.
Yeah,
but just giving him energy kicks,
which you don't even see that well. And it's
Yeah.
short. He doesn't slide very long. He just kind of does a kick.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like that's a missed opportunity that wasn't explored. Like that, and maybe I'm not wording it properly, but there's something there where it just seems like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But also that I think that opening thing with him in the '80s on Cage Fury, I think it was fun.
Yeah.
I liked that bit and how stupid it was, and I liked that shot of like her being up here with the missile launcher and shooting down at him, but somehow like hits a helicopter like way up in the sky and the fall. I don't know, all that. Like
that was great.
I thought all that was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have a favorite fatality that happens in this?
I might be forgetting one, but I'm gonna go with probably the Kung Lao blade death because the Jax one I liked, but it was him getting hit with a spear through the neck. Uh, Liu Kang died through a spear in the body.
Yeah.
Cole Young just had his head smashed, pushed in at like all of the ones where Shao Kahn killed them were all just kind of like boring brutalities.
Yeah.
Where like at least the Kung Lao one felt like a fun way to do that. It's like, oh, Liu Kang's gonna sacrifice himself. Actually, he did the raid thing where he grabs the dude's head and puts it on the broken door. Where this, it felt like, oh, well, this is the fatality where he's killed with his own weapon.
But like in the first movie, we had the like Kung Lao is spinning his hat in the ground and he rides the vampire lady's face into it. And that was the best one. That was the most bloody, creative one. So it kind of sucks that we have another Kung Lao is the best one. And it's fine. I think the best one is Katana killing Shao Kahn. It's, I think, used in the game. Sure. And that's one of the things I didn't want from this was just retreads of game fatalities. But, yeah, kind of weak when it comes to the blood and guts. You know, you only have so... And when you know there's only so many people you can kill, like maybe Jade could have been sacrificed as well, but her arc hadn't gone. So when Cole Young, Liu Kang, and Jax go to fight, you know Cole's gonna die. Like, there was no way he was the main character anymore, and they were going to sacrifice him. And I was surprised with Jax's death, but it just made sense as soon as it was happening. Like, yeah, I guess he is the next one that you can sacrifice. But
like Luke, it's like, yeah, Cole. It's so weird because like Cole Young was the newcomer, the exposition character for the audience, so we could understand the world. But it was also kind of like, well, Liu Kang is the hero because he's their best fighter, which they also established like, oh, well, he's the Earth's greatest warrior, and here's our ragtag group of people who are going to win this tournament. But at the same time, like, we're not really any of us are going to get much screen time. It's like you have a team here, and you're not focused on the team because you're so focused on Carl Urban. Like, why is Sonya Blade getting so much fucking screen time?
Yeah.
And nothing against her. It's just like they should all have moments to shine. This should be not necessarily more Guardians of the Galaxy, but like I'm just using that movie because like, oh, it's a team of misfits who we all like them for different reasons. Yeah. It's like, I don't like any of these fucking people.
No.
Except for Johnny Cage, kind of. But that's just because I think Carl Urban's just charismatic and like having a good time here. And Katana a little bit.
Yeah.
Because at least like she has character and motivation other than like, gotta save the world.
Yeah, like my dad was taken out in the tournament, and
I was raised by the man I hated the most. Yeah. Like, is this Gamora with a Thanos character?
Sure.
Kind of, but you don't get any of that relationship.
And then Nebula's Jade, and who makes a turn. Yeah, Guardians is just one of the best references to use because they're just written so goddamn well.
Yeah,
and they're just a perfect team of archetypes that you love. And you love to see them
been overused, but can I get the James Gunn Mortal Kombat movie? Does he get interested in doing that? I watch that shit.
Hell yeah. You can make sense of all this nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. These fatalities were kind of like, I thought at least be creative with Cole Young. Okay. You have a guy and he's like, oh, my body's covered in armor. There's nothing you can do to me. I'm completely covered. And then you smash his head down because his head is the one thing that isn't covered. Sure. But like you push it into the body. I think that would be funny. Like, yep, I can't attack you and do that.
You just turtle him.
And also, this is the acid pit level where in later games, like you get knocked up and you get hooked in the mouth, and then you
Oh yeah.
slowly get dropped. And like, okay, this is perfect. His head is covered. You make him and you fight where like his arm goes in. He goes, huh, I'm covered. You're not going to be able to get me. And then just put his head straight into it. Like let's be a little more clever with this. Like, nope, just heads on the ground. I will smash it with my hammer. Like,
Yeah.
there's like 4 deaths with this hammer, and 3 of them are stabbings. What the hell is that? It's so lame. This is such a bullshit movie that I'm surprised so many people are on board with. Like, this should
Yeah.
be
I went
laughed
on
out of
IMDb. I think
theaters.
I had a 7.0. I was like,
That's
that is
insane.
way too high.
Insane.
Like,
It'll drop over time.
yeah,
That's
there's
just
far better movies that have like 6.8s and
for sure.
6.7s. It's like, and that's like pretty good movies.
Yeah.
But like 7 and above is just like, wow, that's a
good
real good
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
And then your 8 and above is just like, well, that's a cinema classic.
These are classics.
Like,
Yeah.
like nothing really gets to 9s except for
Yeah.
like Shawshank Redemption, The Dark Knight,
Mm-hmm.
and fucking The Godfather.
Yeah.
So like to get this movie to get a 7 is absurd.
Yeah.
Uh,
We should have Mortal Kombat watch, and every week we look at the IMDb and the Rotten Tomatoes and see how far it's gone up and down.
if this is on the IMDb top 250, I'm killing.
That would be
myself.
insane.
I will enter Mortal Kombat and
Yeah.
lose on purpose.
There's yeah. Let the world be destroyed because you liked a bad movie. I think that's justified.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, like I said, it's Mario Galaxy. People just suck in this movie's dick because they like Mortal Kombat and they got a tournament. They got Johnny Cage, and that's all they need. They just need jangly keys for their big poopy diapers, you know? Yeah.
All right, so
I gave this movie a D.
I'm gonna go C minus because it's not like I had a bad time. It's not like it's super long. I think
No.
pacing wise, it's fine. Like I don't.
Sure.
There was never any part where I was like, well, this seems kind of slow.
No.
Um,
But it's like,
Like-
I never got bored, but
Yeah,
just
but
there's so
it's-
many times I was like, oh my god, are you serious?
does this deserve a C minus?
Like Raiden got his neck sliced by a hat, and then he's got that light is shining while they're having a fight, and it's like, oh my god, this is so annoying. It hurt my eyes.
But it's so funny. It's like, oh, we slit his throat, but he's still alive, but barely. But he can still talk, even though his throat's slit. And yeah, he's very weak and doesn't have any powers to fight. But he also still has the power to send us anywhere we need to,
Yeah.
go through the portals. But
Uh-huh.
he can't go for much longer. It's
Uh-huh.
like
And you break the amulet, and now
Can't you
it's
just,
fine.
like, they came in and stole 90% of his power.
Or
Did you have to have?
they
Whatever.
tricked him somehow to go to the Nether Realm to save Liu Kang, but it was actually Shang Tsung pretending to be Liu Kang, and now he's down there trapped. And one of the reasons why they got to go down there and have that Scorpion fight is because Raiden's locked up. You know, like there's 1.5 million ways to
Sure.
do it, but they just cut his throat with a zombie's hat. Okay,
He's a nether guy or elder
an elder guy. Yeah,
right?
he's an elder guy. That shouldn't. Ooh, they infused his hat with dark magic. Whatever.
Whatever.
Stupid,
So,
dumb.
All right. Last question, and then we're done.
Sure.
So, Mortal Kombat 3 is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want to see? Do you have a pitch for it? I don't have a pitch that I care about because I don't think the story matters at this point anymore.
Yeah, it really
for this
doesn't.
franchise.
If I could
But
pick,
if there's one character you want to see, who's the character?
ooh, okay, I'm gonna give you 3.
Okay,
3 that I
that's
think
fine.
have the most luck. I think I see Kenshi, the blind swordsman, being one of the heroes that shows up because he's a fan favorite and he's just cool. I can see Aaron Black, the cowboy from Outworld. I could see him showing up. Like he's one I think they should have sent him to go kill Raiden because he's got magic bullets or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't need to bring back Kung Lao. You just put an Aaron Black there. And Devora, the weird bug lady. I know fans hate her for I think more story reasons, but I think her design is just really cool. I've been a fan of her. I don't know how you work them all in, but those are the ones I want to see.
I'm gonna go with Ghostface and the T-1000.
Hell yeah! Give me some Omni Man.
No. You know what? I don't know how their lore connects, if it makes sense at all. But I'm gonna we had our Sub-Zero and we had our Scorpion. I want to see some other factions, and they can be related in some sort of way
Mm-hmm.
to them, but maybe like um, the clans of Sub-Zero and Scorpion have fractured, and now there's new leaders and new disciples or whatever, blah blah blah. And I once again, this is someone who doesn't know lore. I just like the
Mm-hmm.
character things. Let's get two new ninjas in there. I want Smoke and I want Reptile.
Reptile was in the first movie.
Is they?
He is. He
Really?
remember he goes invisible and stalks Sonya, and Sonya kills him.
All right,
Yeah.
give me Smoke and then
Rain, Ermac,
just
Tremor.
some other sort of
Yeah.
ninja dude, and then like those are the new characters, and then those two, can die and bring back Scorpion, or like they go, whatever reason you want to fucking put them together, but like make it a tag team fight where like Scorpion and Smoke team up versus Sub Zero and some other
Sure.
ninja-esque
Yeah.
thing. And do something there. So bring in other ninjas. 'Cause
Okay.
I think I like Smoke's powers. I want Smoke's powers.
Yeah. I think like that just should have been one of the things in the beginning of like if Mortal Kombat happened every like 500 years, say, or let's say 100 years. In China and Japan, in that area, they would have different clans. You would have the purple, the orange, the yellow, the blue, and all these ninja clans,
Mm.
and that they would all fight. They would have their own tournaments to find their champions because they know about Mortal Kombat. They are the ones that are defending Earth Realm, and that's how we got to have at least one champion from every clan. And maybe we've been losing time and time again. There's infighting. A lot of these clans get broken up, and Shang Tsung comes down and he gives uh, Scorpion, or no, Scorpion dies, gives Sub Zero his ice powers, and Rain his powers, and Tremor his powers, and like you are all going to be my disciples now.
Mhm.
Like there's ways to do this, even if none of that is lore. Mortal Kombat fans would hate it if I was a showrunner on this because I'm just changing whatever the fuck. I'm making
I
it.
think this is the kind of thing you do change though,
Yeah.
because like it's all sort of silly, and you can keep lore like true to itself, but change it so it fits your world.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I would like so Shao Kahn has been uh, getting these other realms, and there's one where it's the Baraka people, the Devora bug people, and the reptile people. Those are the species that live in this realm, and there's like symbiosis, and then it's like a rock paper scissors sort of enemy sort of thing, and then eventually he's able to conquer that realm, and he's able to subjugate the Baraka people, and maybe the lizard people go into hiding, and the bug people go into hiding, or whatever. And then in this other realm, you have the centaur people, like not Motaro. Is it Motaro?
Yeah.
Whatever. The horse guy, and then the Goro people,
Mhm.
which also has like is Shiva and Kintaro, and there's a one called Collector, and then that's a different realm, and he has conquered them, and maybe he takes the princes or the princesses of every realm. That's why Katana's his daughter. That's why Melina's his daughter, because she's an actual Baraka person, and have Goro and Kintaro and like all these people. Like he collects. You fight the king in all these realms, and then if they lose, take their eldest son. You are now part of my family now. So he has this cohort of all these different monsters from different realms, subjugates them, and brainwashes them into thinking he is God and manipulating the tournament. Like there's just so much you can do. But whatever, I don't care.
We need to wait 20 years for another
Reboot and do it
or
proper.
15, whatever it is, because like you can't do it now because you have these ones.
Yep.
Because now people are established in this lore in this world that is fucking dog shit.
Yep.
Or they go like, well, we don't care about the movies lore because we have the video games lore. But it's like the video games aren't really a story.
Yeah. And you know what? I would also like, if I'm having this be a show, tournament starts about halfway through the season, so you could establish your characters, and this is our 10 out of 10. We have to beat this one. We lose.
You get all the fights in the first few episodes from just like, there's preliminaries.
Sure, yeah.
Where like you're doing fights.
And you're establishing
training montages and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
you got your Night Wolf who's praying because his people were the guardians of the portals back in the... Yeah, there's all that sort of stuff you could do. And I would say by the end of it, we lose the tournament. and then it's an invasion on Earth. And then so season 2 is just like, well, we're the American government. We have missiles. We're going to fight back against any invading forces. And that's what I'd want to see. And maybe that's where you roll out the cyborgs and Jax's robot arms and things like that.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I could see that show.
Yeah, I think it could be fun.
All right.
Yeah, let's write it up.
That's Mortal Kombat.
That's Mortal Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat 3 / Mortal Kombat the series.
Yep.
Oh, Christ.
Well, okay. Next week, 2 good ones.
What are they, Ben?
Is God Is and Obsession.
I'll probably see Obsession.
Okay.
Is God Is, I could go either way on.
Okay. If you see it, cool. I will be watching it.
Actually, I forgot to tell you, I'm out of town this weekend.
You're out of town this weekend, huh?
I'll be back on Sunday, so it's possible, but no promises.
But would you even have time to see that movie? That's that Friday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
I mean, depends on it'll be a miracle if I see a movie that weekend. My only hope is, since I'm getting back relatively early on Sunday,
you could go see
maybe
something.
I could squeeze it in before.
Okay.
But
all right. Well, if Steve can't do it, I guess it's a me and Nick episode.
Yeah.
I gotta let Nick know. All right. Well, if you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPLpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. As always, I'm Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And get over here.
Oh my God.